and welcome to Wednesday Wins. Today's episode comes a little bit of a spice up. I have with me today in the studio an amazing winner. He's young and thriving in his field. But before we get into the main for today, please do subscribe, like, and follow us across our social media handles at Chris Inspire Foundation. Alright, so let's get into the discourse for today. So he is a professional software engineer for almost a decade. He is a mobile app developer, an alumni of Andela Learning Community, and a professional trainer on app development. Please make welcome Mr. Lawson Luke. You are welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure, always a pleasure. Thank you, sir. So, from your portfolio, we see that you are a mobile app developer and you are into the tech space. Can you just tell us what inspired you into the tech space and how long you've been there?
I began my first journey into the tech world in 2016. That was
That's like 9 years ago?
Yes.
Wow.
3 years after my university. But I studied physics in University of Abuja.
Wow.
So I've always had this sort of curiosity. At the time, we had a course that we did computer programming. I think that was in 300 level. We did some form of programming at the time. So I think we did something on C++, and some Java, and all that. But I've always had this curiosity to understand how things work. So there were times, beyond just even the programming, I just wanted to understand the natural order of things. How do things work? How do you get to the results that you have? So I've always been a very curious person.
Wow. So basically, what inspired you was that inner curiosity.
Yes.
And did you feel like you always had a thing for the tech space? Did you feel like you always had that natural gift, or it was something you literally had to learn?
Not necessarily. Which I think that's a very important question, and I think it's very relevant in our society today. What I had at the time was the curiosity. I didn't really know how far I could go with it. Because before diving into software and development, I really thought I was going to be like a professional pianist or something, because I played the music instrument.
Oh, wow, that's an interesting fact.
Yeah, so I played the keyboard, I learned and all that. So the ability, I think having the ability to learn, that's knowing how to learn. Okay. So that is one skill that is required. If you have that foundation, you can pretty much learn anything. Like learning how to learn.
Wow.
Okay, so there's a way to learn. You can go into like different fields, okay, and then get the concept and then get the ideas and implement it. I think there are a lot of people that they talk about that, bringing things into like simple concepts. I think Elon Musk talks about that a lot. Okay, so if you have that openness, that curiosity, having the courage to follow the curiosity, you don't really know where the journey will take you, but somehow something keeps drawing you to that path, and it's something that you cannot let go of. For instance, I was a physics major, but when I go to the library, I used to read other books that were not physics. I used to read literature, Renaissance man, and things like that. I just really wanted to understand how things work. Okay, so somehow the curiosity, drew me to all these parts, and then now I'm in tech.
That is so intriguing. I think one of the things you've mentioned so far that I'm picking today for myself, and I hope our viewers are also taking note, is the ability to learning how to learn. And coming from physics and that background, music, and to the tech world, that is really intriguing. So you've had such an inspiring story, and looking at your journey so far in the tech world, what can you say have been your accomplishments and record of milestones that you've had?
When I got into the tech world, I first got in as a student. right? So I wanted to learn programming. I saw somewhere online in a way you can register to learn programming. Okay, so and I've been practicing on my own, for a while and following. I was like, okay, so let's just make this, let's make it, let's say, official or professional. So like, okay, so I'm gonna go to this place. So I went to the place and I registered and I started learning Java. Java was my first programming language. Okay, so as fate would have it, towards the ending of my program, somebody in the office was resigning. So the man was looking for staff, my boss at the time. So he was looking for who would fill in. Okay, so it was like he asked me, would you like to? I'm like, okay. So that's from then I got a job. So for me, I just believe that the path of the just is ordered by the Lord. So you don't necessarily need to see the whole path, but somehow there's a curiosity inside of you that you just follow through. So I think that was where my journey began. So I didn't begin teaching Java right away. I had to start teaching Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and things like that, and those foundational programs. So I had to learn. Okay, you're teaching people, right? So you have to know what you're teaching. So for the most part, I have to read all through the night, and then I'll come, to work and teach all day. So I did that for up to 4 years. So by the time I was leaving the company, okay, I think that's close to 3-4 years. I was already the manager.
Wow.
So from a student
to a manager.
So I was managing. So I've learned a lot and built lots of things.
Looking at your journey from becoming a student to manager and all of that, I think it took you 4 years.
Yes.
Before you eventually amounted to that. Through that journey, were there things you faced, challenges? Did you ever feel like quitting? Did you ever feel like giving up? Just share with us some of the challenges you faced.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't, there were challenges, but I didn't at any point felt like giving up. Because, there was nothing to give up to, right? Because at the time, my father, he passed. So he used to work for United Nations and he was involved in that 2011 bomb blast and things like that. So there was and my family at the time we were a very quiet, family. My father provided everything. So I had, even now, I really don't know how to ask people for stuff. Okay, so so I prefer to work for my own thing, and get it. So I'm not this really type. If I'm your friend, you will never see me in your inbox say, "Oh, can you give me this?" Bro? I'm not saying I'm always, having it all, but there's this level of contentment and discipline that we have, that my father, brought us up with. So there was really nothing to fall back to. So at the time I studied physics, so I didn't want I looked at the Nigerian society. You have to start picking up your files and then running and looking for a job, and then this destiny helper, and this person has to help me, and stuff like that. I didn't really want all that. So I knew that I had to put in that work, okay? So to develop myself, to get a skill that can serve people. So I didn't at any point, think of quitting, because there was nothing to quit to. There was nothing to, fall back to. There was nobody that I would say, I didn't really want to be a burden, to people. And even till now, I really don't like being a burden, to people. So I built myself up in terms of value. So the doors just keeps, going. So I just
kept pushing. Amazing. Yes. That is an amazing point. And looking at your story, I feel this energy of self-motivation, which I feel is valid, because a lot of people are looking for external motivation. Who's going to encourage me? Who is going to support me? Oh my goodness, I don't have helpers. But as you heard from our guests today, have the ability to be self-motivated. Like he said, there was nothing to fall back to. So you just have to keep pushing. And so looking at your story, I believe beyond even the skills, beyond the things that you have learned, there were certain principles you applied from learning to becoming everything that God has helped you to become now. Can you just talk about some of the things that you practice, some of the principles that you put into your work that made you everything you are today?
One of the principles I would say it's a willingness to learn or openness to learning. Okay, so having the minds and the having the mindset of learning. Okay, so like I said, I used to at the time I think towards 2010, 2011, and I used to buy a lot of books and I used to spend almost like 20k, 30k,
Wow.
on books alone.
Wow.
Okay, because I wanted to feed my mind.
Wow.
Okay, somehow I had this idea that I have to prepare for the journey ahead. So openness to learning, and then you're looking at discipline. Okay, so being disciplined with yourself, following through with your commitments, doing what you said you would do, and accessing your milestones. Okay, doing a yearly assessment of your life. Okay, this is the thing I did. This is the activity I'm going to drop because it didn't yield that much this year, and things like that. So it's more like taking like an aerial or helicopter view of your life, and I'm coming up with some adjustments and all that. And then I also say having a lot of faith. Okay, when I mean faith in God, but then yes, I mean faith in what you're doing. Okay, having like this belief. You might not necessarily see the whole end of your journey. Okay, but somehow it trust the process. Okay, somehow my curiosity is leading me here, and somehow I know that the path of the just is like a shining light. Okay, so somehow I know that I go from glory to glory. So having this mindset and knowing that all things work together for your good. So it might look as if so what that means is it might look as if maybe you start something or you started out with something and it's not really going as you planned, but somehow you have to trust that everything is going to land you in your destination. So this is the type of mindset
Very powerful. The mind, that is where victory starts from, the mindset. And some of the things that he has mentioned, or one of the things I want to emphasize, is commitment. Always showing up even when things seem as they're going south. Just keep showing up, to be committed to that which you want to do, and to cap it all up, be intentional. I think for our guests today, one of the things that we can summarize all of the principles he applied is being intentional about what you're doing and where you are going. And that will be all for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed this segment and you were able to get all of the principles that you can apply to your own life for your personal growth and journey. Until next time, bye.